Hi guys, welcome to the watercolor class. Since we're starting the new semester, we're going to go over the basic stuff that we learned before. Also, it's a little more advanced version, which has more colors. Not that it's more difficult to do it, it just takes more time, right? So the last semester, we did the simpler version of this. Color chart practice. So the way how it works is that we put name of the colors that you picked up from the palette, which had only 12 to 13 colors from the last semester. But what we're gonna do more of the colors, right? So the class palette has more colors than what I have over here. What we're gonna do, we're gonna pick out 20 to 24 colors from the palette. I'm also going to list the name of the colors on the internet. So from you guys' palette, right? So you can check which color you're supposed to use. What I recommend for you guys to practice and like try out each colors to find out what color is for the name that I suggested, right? So you have to know which color is what name. I'm going to show you like important, stuff about how to mix colors, and we're gonna do a little different version where like we're gonna have regular mix of the colors over here in this side. The other side, we're gonna have a more diluted version of the color, which has more water in the color, right? So, and then as I go, I'm going to mark the imprint color, which is the let me see, ultramarine blue and Van Dyke brown, which I use a lot from the class where I mix nice black color. I can make gray out of it if you mix more water, right? So we're going to mark that color. So make sure we know which color is what, right? So you can remember from your palette. Yeah. I'm going to do a time lapse after explaining some parts and how to do it, and then you guys can just go ahead and keep practicing and making the chart until it's the end. I'm not going to push you guys to finish the palette by first class, which I think that's a little too much time consuming when you try to mix color and make sure it's right and then put down the colors over here. So I'll say that it might take up like a 1.5 of the class time. But then I'm going to suggest you guys to practice some other things towards to the end of the class for next week, right? So let's just start. Make sure before you start, you pause this video and then make the chart, right? So this is 22 colors, but I made 23 rows. It's because like you have to put down the name. So I did make the chart about 23, right? If your paper is small, that's fine. I know that a lot of you guys are using 9 by 12. It can be very tiny, but it doesn't matter. We're just trying out the colors, learning how to mix the color, and see what color comes out by mixing the colors, right? So let me start and go ahead and put down the colors diagonal, so what I'm trying to do is that you put this color, mix this and this color, right? Comes out here. Permanent yellow dip, right? It comes right here. Orange and orange comes down to here. Vermilion hue comes down over here. So you're also putting down the original colors down as the diagonal over here, right? So I'm gonna start with that. And remember, my palette is different. This is a Shinhan palette that I'm using. I know you guys all using a Mei Liang's palette, which I suggest for the class. This is permanent yellow. Put down the color. I want to put orange. Vermilion hue. Again, make sure your palette is clean. I know you guys been using it. If you haven't cleaned your palette, please clean your palette so that you have original colors that will show up in the chart, right? So red color, opera. Often the opera color shows in Shinhan palette and Holbein color paint. But then other palettes we call magenta, right? Red, violet. Just gonna try to speed up. Crimson Lake. What you can do, you can use a little tape or markers to mark your palette, which color you're using, so then you don't get like confused in the middle of the work. Then violet color. Make sure you're like right. Cerulean blue. Too light, and then cobalt blue hue, ultramarine blue, which I said a very important color. This blue makes magic in any type of paint, any type of medium, so you have to remember that color. Okay, I'm going to use Prussian blue. Then I'm going to use Viridian hue. I think it's more colder side of the blue, green. Then I'm going to use sap green. The sap green color from Shinhan palette is okay. I'll say I don't really like that. I'm not a big fan of that color. But the other palettes has like for example, like you guys have a better sap green color than I have. So like it varies by brand of the paint. Olive green. It's called like permanent green yellow too in some palettes. I think this is yellow green in Shinhan palettes. I know Mitsuo has that color. I don't know if she's taking this class again. Then we're gonna do brown. This brown color has a little bit of red, so I'll say this is more like red brown color, I'll say. And then very important color again, Van Dyke brown. This is going to be mixed with ultramarine blue to create black or gray color. Like a nice shadow color, or the basic color that we use before we do dry to dry skills, or like when we depict the shadow of some object or like image or figures, right? So then let's see, like raw umber. Use raw umber. So then red ochre. Then very important color again, yellow ochre too. These are very important color. Okay, so I'm going to show you very basic, way to mix the colors over here. We're gonna start from this side, so don't touch this side. We're going to start from here, right? So you start from left to right, because if you're like left-handed, I recommend starting from like left to right to left, because your hands goes this way so that you don't touch your colors. I'm right-handed person, so like I'm going to start from left to right, right? So you're basically mixing permanent yellow dip and lemon yellow, right? So then it becomes sort of like a permanent yellow light, right? And then you mix lemon yellow and orange. What it does, it's like a little stronger than the permanent yellow dip color. See that? Nice, right? And then you're going to use permanent yellow and orange. Permanent yellow, orange. Here. And then vermilion hue, lemon yellow. Sort of like similar to the orange, right? And then lemon yellow and red color. And this becomes similar to vermilion hue, but not that saturated, because since it's not original color, it's mixed color, right? And then vermilion hue and permanent yellow, right? Permanent yellow, vermilion hue. Oops, got too strong. Vermilion hue, permanent yellow. See that? Then vermilion hue and orange. Vermilion hue, orange color. So as I'm showing this, I think that you sort of understood how to make the colors mixed. The logic is you basically follow the line from the left and line from the right, and then find the point where they meet. And then you mix those colors, okay? So I'm going to turn it into time-lapse so I can, fast forward how I mix the colors. And then I'll, go back to, mix these colors. Before that, I'm going to explain how to do this side, right? So what I'm going to do is that basically I'm doing the same logic, but I'm using more water. So this, if I mixed like enough paint, enough color, enough paints and enough water, right? This side, you're going to use way more water so that like you will experience how to use water into the color, right? So let's say lemon yellow and permanent yellow, right? Lemon yellow, permanent yellow. But I'm using more color, dilute the color, then doing this. So this and that is the same mix. It just has more water. So do you see the difference now, right? And then orange and lemon yellow, right? Orange and lemon yellow. I'm using more water. Orange and lemon yellow. More water. Okay. So this orange and lemon yellow is the same color, these two, but it has different, consistency of water. Okay. So I'm going to fast forward the video, the time lapse, and then I'll show you how to finish this, and then hopefully you guys can make it happen too. All right.